Welcome back to the channel. This is Oblivion, and today we're here with our Summer Banner 2 reaction. I'd just like to say happy 4th of July to everyone who celebrates it. I've been out with my friends at a barbecue, watching them sing some karaoke. It was a lot of fun. I did see who was on the banner, but I didn't really get a chance to look at it very well. So let's go ahead and check this out and see what we've got. I did see the silhouettes, and then last night with, I believe it was Nipple. So I was sure she was going to be here, but I was a bit surprised to see some Sacred Stones characters. So where we go, here's Erika for the billionth time. How many Erikas do we have in the game? The Wada art too. They knew exactly what they were doing.
The sand is so hot.
59, 48, 25, 22. Okay, and she's getting what, 5-5 I think? So it's like 54 attack. It's like 40 base and then 43 speed, I think. And you can see that she has that teleportation right there. Okay, so we have Caring Conch. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1. If unit initiates combat, is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants plus $5 stats to unit during combat. Neutralizes effects that prevents units' follow-up attacks, and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. And also after combat, inflicts guard on target and foes within 2 spaces of target. So essentially what we have here is -1 special cooldown plus $5 stats. We have half of NFU, the offensive side. Then we have guard, and then we also have a guard smoke after combat. It's a very interesting weapon. I'm not sure, like it's definitely good, but I just don't think it's like phenomenal amazing, because guard is very nice. The half of NFU is very nice. And the guard smoke is very cool. Like if she finds a way to live, she's going to be very annoying to deal with. And that steady impact definitely does help a ton. But I'm just not sure like if that's going to be enough. I guess we'll have to see her stats. If she can survive like some of the more prominent save tanks like Hector and Ithune, then it'll be fine. She does have color advantage too, so that's a big advantage. But the biggest advantage obviously is going to be Moonlit Bangle F. So Erika just gets so much special treatment. It's kind of insane, right? Like we have her getting a new preference skill for her Brave version, which is normal. But then we have it here as well. But it gets updated so it's actually usable on a flying unit. So that's kind of crazy, right? Like we have Do Ike who got Radiant Ether and didn't get anything special. No new version of it, nothing at all. But then Erika's over here. I mean, technically this is worse than Moonlight Bangle, right? If she got Moonlight Bangle, it would just be Enables Canto 2, which would be super insane. That would be a completely busted unit because it would be pretty much like A-Tree, but like without the turn limit. So that would be very strong. I think she's still going to be very good. I'm just interested to see what her stats are and how much like what her matchups look like, I guess. Because there's a chance, right, where she just doesn't kill things. The guard is definitely going to help against Brave Hector because it can stop him from getting the big bonfires off, which is what would probably kill her. And then the steady impact will keep him from getting his second hit in. So she probably has a really good matchup against Hector, to be honest. The other interesting thing about Moonlit Bangle is that it still works off the foe's defense instead of resistance. So this is going to make it better against pretty much everybody because most units stack defense. So she's just going to get more damage that way. Though the thing is, if like you are running into a high resistance unit, right, and they don't have good defense, then you're probably going to struggle a bit just because your damage is getting reduced by the resistance, and then you're not also getting as much of a damage spike because their defense probably won't be as high. So it's pretty much like a win more like button kind of. Like it's very, very good, obviously. We've seen it on Brave Erika. It's phenomenal. Canto 1 is going to be very, very good. She's going to be able to go and hit and back up whenever she wants. So very strong unit. I'm just not sure if she's going to be like meta-defining unit. I'm not completely sold on that quite yet, but she's definitely going to be strong. I'm just not sure if she's like Harmonic Sonya strong, right? And then we have Attack Speed Oath Force. We finally have the Oath Force skills, and we can finally see what they do. So she's getting +6/+6 to both stats. And then she also gets unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces. If your unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed to +3 to unit during combat. Oh man. So they made it even better. So with the Rouse skills, it's just attack and like it's the 2 stats +6 and then no panic. This one, not only do you get the stats +6, you also get a teleport effect, and you also get an additional attack and speed +3. That's kind of insane to me. That seems better than the Rouse. I'm gonna like not on everybody, obviously, but on a lot of units, especially in a lot of game modes, because and stuff like Ether Raids or even Summoner Duels, a lot of times you're going to have your units stuck together. It's really hard to get a Rouse off in Summoner Duels because a lot of times you're going to be in such a situation where you want to have your save unit protecting whoever the unit is with Rouse. So Oath is actually probably going to be better in a lot of situations like that. So that's very interesting. I think Erika's going to be an amazing unit. I just don't know if she's going to be a meta-defining unit. But it is... I can't believe we're getting this many Erikas, to be honest. Like, this has to be Erika 6 or 7.
What fun!
Let's see. Then we have Nipple, and Nipple looks so good. Look at this art. Like, her hat looks phenomenal. Her outfit looks so good. She has like a snow cone there. That looks amazing. Art is phenomenal. And we have a new Nipple. Nipple's really good.
I will surely melt.
Oh my god, it looks so good. Art is top tier. Okay, so we have Chilled Breath. Accelerate special trigger. Cooldown got -1. Plus 6 attack and speed if she initiates or within 2 spaces of an ally. Pretty normal there. Neutralize effects that guarantees foes follow-up attacks and prevents units follow-up attacks. So she has full NFU. And then she also has, if she has more than 5 speed more than the foe cannot counterattack. And then she has adaptive damage like every other dragon. Other than that, we see attack speed catch 4, SR near trace. So she's going to get that resistance instead of defense, which is cool. And then Domain of Eyes. So this Nipple looks good. I'm just not sure if she's better than old Nipple, to be honest. So the thing old Nipple had that was really, really good is, first of all, she got she inflicted -5 to all stats on the foe, not +5, but it's pretty much a similar thing. And then she also had Flash Smoke. So it didn't really help her with her combat per se, but it made it so that if Nipple could find a way to survive, she pretty much like crippled the enemy team a lot of times, right? Like only Ascendant Fjorm really could ignore it, or other NFU users, but when it came to like save balls. So while this will allow this Nipple to be more powerful, right? It will allow her to kill things. It doesn't support the team as much. Though, you know, obviously Domain of Ice is still there for the support, but it isn't quite the same. So I think she's going to be good. Definitely a good unit. Definitely powerhouse. I just don't know if she's going to be better than old Nipple. And the thing is, Nipple isn't a mythic, so like both Nipples are blessable, you know what I mean? She has the snow cone on her head. That's pretty great. She looks phenomenal. She looks great. Then they had to do it. They had to do it, man. I did not think that was Leon in the silhouette. He's a sword infantry. Ugh. So if you don't know, I'm a giant Leon fan. I have Fallen Leon at +10, normal Leon at +10, young Leon at +10. So I have to summon for this. I'm not going to +10 him just because he doesn't have a PRF, which sucks because, I mean, let's be real. Baby Leon was a demote on the last banner he was on. Now, obviously, he did get a PRF and he got treated pretty well. He's a very good unit. But, like, after seeing Summer Claude and then we get this, really? Like, Summer Claude and then we go to this? Like, it's a decent inheritable sword, right? You get the guaranteed follow-up attack and defense +5. Sure. Low attack defense is great fodder. Attack defense ideal is great fodder. But I wish they would have just gave him a PRF weapon. Like, why not? Like, you gave Summer Claude a PRF weapon and allowed him to have Fallen Stars. So it is a bit underwhelming after last banner. But I am glad to see Leon, so I'm going to have to definitely at least pull one for just to save the collection.
Look, a fish.
It's very weird to see him attacking with a melee weapon, though, I'm not going to lie. And there we have it, the star of the banner.
Maintain your composure.
They look, wow, they just look amazing. Holy crap. We have Blue Mage Flyer. So I was talking to DTM and Joel after we had our little Chaos Raid discussion, and we were discussing like what would be on the next banner, and I brought up the idea that we were going to get Summer Thorr with World Breaker. So I did call that, and I was talking about how insane it would be, right? Like a blessable Thor would be bonkers good. I do think it's really, really good here. Don't get me wrong. I think she would have been better off as melee, though. I think I would have preferred her as melee just because World Breaker works really well if you can use them as an engagement unit. And this unit can be used as an engagement unit, but it's going to be more difficult than with a melee unit, right? So let's go over their weapons. Divine Whimsy. Accelerate special trigger cooldown got -1. At start of turn, inflict exposure and stall on foes on the enemy team with the lowest speed and any foes within 2 spaces of the foes through their next actions. That's already so powerful. Oh my gosh. So that's very similar to Reeve, right? Reeve does the same thing, but instead of doing exposure, he does -5 to all stats. But exposure is really strong. We'll get to that in a second. So not only is this going to shut down a lot of those units who have that extra movement, like Brave Bomb, Yuri, Legendary Sigurd, right? You're also going to increase the amount of damage you do to them because exposure increases the damage dealt by +10. +10 is massive. That's like a wrath effect, right? But it's on every attack, not just on it's not just on specials. It's bonkers good. And that's just the first part of her weapon. She also has, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants a special cooldown count -1 to unit. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grant +6 attack, inflict -6 attack on the foe during combat. So this is pretty insane, right? Because it's at start of every turn. So every start of every single turn, she's going to put exposure and stall out there. She's also going to get -1 special cooldown as long as she has a foe or an ally within 2 spaces. And then she gets the +6 attack and she inflicts -6 attack. So she's not going to have probably high speed, but she's probably going to be like high attack, defense, and resistance. But what this is going to allow her to do is run some pretty big specials. As you can see, they have Blazing Thunder here. Now, she's not going to be able to run that normally. Like, she's not going to have a turn 1 Blazing Thunder, right? Because she'll have cooldown -1, and then she'll get another cooldown, so it'll be at 2 cooldown. So you have to wait 2 more turns or have some other way to accelerate it. Like maybe you could have an opening with Valentine's Crom, and Valentine's Crom can give her one more -1 special cooldown. You'd have to wait a turn, which isn't the biggest deal in Summoner Duels, because typically the fight doesn't break out until turn 2 sometimes. Not always though, right? There's some aggressive openings, but either way, you could do that. You could also run a lower cooldown special like Luna so that she can hit really hard, especially with that exposure. She's going to hit like a truck. She already has Stillwater, so we already have Stillwater in the game again after having it on Bridal Lilina, it's a very good skill. Attack and res +7, inflicts defense -5. Oh, so she's gonna have, that's actually interesting though on her. I wonder if, because she doesn't really want the speed. So if there was like a different version of it, like Still Fire or something, and it was like attack res +7, inflict speed -5, that would probably be better on her, I'm guessing. We obviously haven't seen her stats, so I don't know that for sure. But then we also have Fartrace, and then we have World Breaker. So now World Breaker is in the game, and it is blessable. So you can have World Breaker in any season, which is really, really powerful because Thorr is an absolutely phenomenal mythic. Not only can she be an amazing support, she can also allow herself to get that really big specials off, right, with those. And when she's melee, she can Gale Force, but in this form, she will not be able to. So what I'm thinking is like maybe there's a way to use her as an engagement unit, right? Powerful special opening with like an AoE maybe. She goes in, she destroys the far save unit, and then you use like something like Winter Burning or something else to get her within Wings of Mercy range. And then you have people teleporting after. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult with the placement of traps and also like the amount of room you have, because she'll destroy a unit within 2 spaces of her, right? So there's going to have to be someone like to her diagonals for them to teleport in and start the Gale Force train. Or you're going to need to make full use of this trace skill. So you'd have to like smite her, have her kill something, and then use her trace skill to move up one more. So that way someone can come in and start a Gale Force train. And then use the World Breaker, obviously. Her not having Gale Force is going to be a bit rough because a lot of times when you're doing a Gale Force clear, you're going to want to have Thorr move after like the first unit or even the second unit comes in. So that way you can continue to give that World Breaker support and they don't outrange it. She's not going to be able to do that obviously by herself. So you're going to need a dancer to like move her again, essentially. So I think she's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. When it comes to Gale Force, she probably isn't completely optimal, but I think there are definitely ways to use her. She's an extremely powerful support and nuke, right? This is Thorr we're talking about. Thorr is going to have massive attack. She's going to be able to blow somebody up for sure, especially with that Stillwater 4. Like, she's going to have, I don't know, like 60-something attack. She's going to blow them up and then probably open some stuff up. And that's not all. She still has her duo skill as well. So, this unit is insane, to be honest. Very cool animation. Her and Loki chilling. They look amazing, too. Okay, so we have the duo skill, and this duo skill is so good. Inflicts gravity on foes in cardinal directions of unit, neutralizes any bonus active on foes within 5 rows or 5 columns centered on unit. So this is very powerful. Why is this very powerful? First of all, this is a duo skill for Summer Duels. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can position yourself in such a way where if you inflict gravity on even one person, you can screw up their entire strategy, right? But more than that, this also covers a very common archetype in Summoner Duels. Those raid boss teams, right? Like you'll see something like a Fallen Edelgard with all the stats buffed on her and like bonus doubler, or like Noe. Noe's very popular, or Brave Mars, right? She can just pop this duo skill and take all those bonuses away. And all of a sudden you just strip them of tons of stats, right? Because usually you'll have +6 to all stats normally, then you'll have a bonus doubler there, so you're getting +12 at least. Well, you just lost +12 to all stats. Like that's bad. And a lot of times when it comes to those kind of teams, if you kill their raid boss, that's GG. They just lost. So this is like a very powerful hard counter duo skill. It's very powerful, very scary. And the thing is, right, is that because it also has that gravity effect into it, it always has value. So even if you run into a team that isn't utilizing buffs, you have the gravity. And so that means that you can have an opening in such a way where you can cripple the enemy team and control the center box and then use Thor to just destroy people, right? She's going to allow them to get that special charge on your allies, allowing them to get big hits in. The other really cool thing is it will allow you to get through guard, right? So if you've been playing Summoner Duels, one of the more meta builds that have been coming out is you will see a far save unit and they will have a stance 4 skill, right? Because what they do essentially is they want to take, if you want to use lethality on them, the hardy fighter will eat that first hit and then they'll be fine, right? But if you want to do the opposite, where you have the special cooldown on the second hit, so you have the lethality after one hit, so that you pop the hardy fighter and then you lethality them and they die. But if you have guard, they can't do that, right? But with this, you can do it again because they're going to get special cooldown charge. So even if they do that build, you're still going to get your lethality off and you're just going to completely annihilate whatever you hit. So this is, in my opinion, this is very much a Summoner Duels unit. Now, is she going to be bad in Ether raids? Absolutely not. She's going to be phenomenal, right? There's going to be so many ways to make use of her. We can actually see her stats here. So she has 40 HP, 64 attack, 16 speed, 25 defense, and 45 resistance. So it's kind of sad that her defense had to take a hit there because she would have been quite bulky. But look at that attack stat. Like that attack stat is massive. We're talking about 57 attack before Stillwater. So then you master weapon, that's 43 attack, right? She probably has a super boon. So you can just imagine how crazy and out of hand this unit can get really quickly and how powerful she's really going to be. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm sure there's a way to use her on Ether Raid's defense as well. So this unit is definitely a bit broken. Now, she is a duo unit, so she's going to get that improved scoring, but unlike Crom or like Duo Dagger, she will not have a preference B skill, so she won't score in that 200 bracket. She'll do 195.
What a pickle.
Just blows them up. Oh my gosh.
Do well or else.
Wow. Oh, and that art is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I used to try and make us thirsty during summer. So yeah, overall, and then our free unit is going to be Seth. So it's very cool to see Seth finally get an ult, but I believe he is an Axe Cav. Let me see if I can see him. Yeah, he's right there. So he is an Axe Cav. I don't think that's a preference weapon. I think it's inheritable. So the cool thing is, right, if you are a Seth fan like I am, Seth finally got an ult after years. It's been so many years and he's finally gotten an ult. The problem is he might not have a preference weapon. I don't think he does. The problem is he doesn't have a preference weapon, most likely, and he's an Axe Cav. We've been flooded with Axe Cavs lately. I don't know why Intelligent Systems was like, hey, you know what, we don't have enough Axe Cavs, and they just give us so many. Fallen Gustav, Bridal Roy, Summer Dimitri, the new one we just got, Legendary Xander. Like, we don't need this many Axe Cavs, and if he doesn't have a preference weapon, there's just no way he can compete with those other units. So from a meta perspective, that's very sad. From a Seth fan perspective, though, it's very cool that Seth's finally in the game. This is kind of like Erika's harem banner. I just noticed that. She has Seth and Leon. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad Seth's getting an ult, but at the same time, I wish that he would have gotten treated a little bit better, to be honest. Overall, this banner is pretty powerful, I have to say. Erika is going to be a great unit. I don't know if she's going to be meta defining, but either way, she's going to be phenomenally good. That guard smoke's going to be super annoying, and everyone's seen Mullet Bangle and how powerful it can be. Even though it is a bit weaker than on Brave Erika, it does not matter. It's going to be super good. The only thing really you have to worry about is if she gets guard against her, then she won't get it off, but not a big deal, honestly. Then we have Nipple, Summer Nipple looking good, but not like amazing. I mean, she looks amazing, but like kit wise, I think she's gonna be a solid unit. Unfortunately, Leon got kind of done dirty, especially after seeing Summer Clot. And then we have Thorr, and Thorr is just phenomenal. I don't know if she's a must pull, but she's very close. So what I would recommend is if you aren't sure, like if you play Summoner Duels and you're not sure yet, like, do I want to pull Thorr here? Just wait a day. People are going to try her out. They're going to see how good she really is. And you're going to get a chance to pull her if you want to, because I'm definitely going to be pulling her and trying her out for sure. I don't think she's quite on the same level as Duo Dagger and Duo Crom. I think she's like maybe like half a step below them, but she is very, very, very good. Do not get me wrong. So if you are a big Thorr fan, this is a massive win. But now I would like to hear what everyone else thinks. What do you think of these units? How do you feel about Erika getting her like billionth alt? What do you think of Leon and Seth getting done kind of dirty? And more importantly, though, I want to hear what you think of new Summer Thorr and Loki, because they look amazing, not only from their art, but also from their kit. They both look just super powerful. So make sure to drop a comment down below letting me know what you think of these units and if you're going to pull or not. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow and keeps the content coming out. This has been Oblivion, and I'll catch you all later with more Fire Emblem Heroes.